Hello everyone and welcome back to another BeamNG.Drive video. So today we're gonna be looking at the best natural looking off-road maps for BeamNG.Drive. So I didn't put any maps designed specifically for testing in this video, only the more natural looking maps, and I also skipped rally maps. Both of those deserve a list of their own, so make sure to subscribe and turn the notifications on so you get notified when those videos come out. For each map, we'll see how big it is, what kind of environment you can see there, are there any events on it, does the AI work, and of course do a benchmark. Like always, you'll have all the links to download the maps in the description below. If you don't see them right away, just expand the description and everything will be there. So let's just jump into it. The first map on this list is Natural Playground. And this thing is a big playground. It's around 8.2 by 8.2 kilometers in size, and it's a huge map with plains and hills. Some of them are also very steep. This map is pretty much perfect for just roaming around and exploring. There aren't any huge obstacles except the said hills, but other than that, it's just plains and some hills. I'd really love to see rocks around, maybe even a lot of them, as it would make this map look even more realistic, but even as it is, it's a really fun map to play on. When it comes to the events on map, there's just quick travel points, and when it comes to the AI, well, it kinda even works. I mean, the cars do drive on the road, they struggle with it a lot, but they do move around, so yep, AI is supported. The next map on this list is American Off-Road Island. This map is roughly 2 km by 2 km in size, and in a nutshell, it's an island with a hill that has a bunch of off-road roads all over it. But it's not just pure off-road fun, as it even has a few places of interest on it and a huge jumping ramp from the top of the hill. If you love pure dirt hill climbing, you're really gonna enjoy this map, as it's really good for that. When it comes to the events, it has even 11 time trials. And the AI, well, it also kinda works. There are AI routes and the cars do attempt to drive on them. If they're not off-roaders, they're probably gonna fail, but AI is supported. Overall, a really fun off-road map, so make sure to try it out. The next map on this list is Muddy and Dirty Off-Road. Now, this map is not huge by any means. It's roughly just 1 km by 1 km in size, but it does pack a lot of fun. It features dirt roads, more dirt roads but with stones, a huge area with a lot of stones, a muddy wet swampy kinda area, and even a dirty muddy pit. All of this is a lot of fun and the whole package looks very realistic, minus maybe the huge area with a lot of stones, but other than that it's a really realistic looking map. And when it comes to the muddy wet area, it's a lot of fun and it's a really unique feature, as not a lot of maps have it, especially not made in such way. Now, when it comes to the events on map, there's just quick travel points, and the AI is also not supported, but nonetheless, it's a really fun off-roading map and I highly recommend it. The next map on this list is Ghost Desert. Now, this is one huge desert. It's roughly 8.2 by 8.2 kilometers in size, and it features dunes, more dunes, and some more sand dunes. Well, it's a desert, what did you expect? But I'm just kidding, there's also an underground cave, an oasis, and even an Easter egg on top of all of it. Needless to say, it's a really fun dune hopping map. Now, when it comes to the events on the map, there aren't any, and the AI is also not supported, but that's okay since we're in a desert anyway. All in all, if you're looking for a bare desert map, this is probably the best one on the repository, and on top of that, it even has places of interest for you to stumble upon while you're roaming around the desert. So naturally, it comes very recommended. The next map on this list is BeamNG Off-Road Open Desert Trials. This map is roughly 4 km by 4 km in size, and in a nutshell, it's a big desert with trials all over it, and I do mean all over it. It's perfect for dune hopping, pre-running, and even sand rallying. On top of the trials and the sand dunes, it also features places of interest, making it all look and feel very natural. When it comes to the events on map, there are just quick travel points. There's no time trails, unfortunately, and that's a real shame, as one could easily make a lot of very fun ones on this map. It's perfect for it, literally perfect. And when it comes to the AI, it's also not supported. But the good news is that this map is getting constant updates. The creator is still working on it, and I really hope that they're gonna add time trials and also AI on top of all of this. But even without those features as is, the map is still great and I highly recommend it, so do try it out. The next map on this list is Baja Hills. This map is roughly 2 km by 2 km in size, and in a nutshell it's a bunch of hills with a road stretching in between them. Now those hills are not too high as you can see, but they are very fun to drive around and to climb on. The road is looped, so you can definitely do a couple of laps around the map to get a better idea of the terrain before you go off-roading. Now other than the road, it's not all a barren wasteland, as there's an oasis around the middle of the map. When it comes to the events on the map, there aren't any sadly, but the AI does work on the road, which is a nice bonus. Overall, it's a really fun, realistic looking map, and I highly recommend it, especially for off-roading. The next map on this list is Nami OffRoad. This map is roughly 2 km by 2 km in size, but it's again one of those that packs quite a punch for its size. In a nutshell, it's an off-road testing island that actually has a realistic feel to it. It's got loads of muddy climbs, rock crawling areas, dirt roads, muddy pits, shallow sea beaches and lots more to find. Now, other than the beaches, it doesn't really have any big open areas, but the islands are jam-packed with fun test areas for your off-roaders that often have a realistic look and feel to them. Now, when it comes to the events on the map, there aren't any unfortunately, and the AI is very far from being supported. Despite the lack of those features, it's still a really fun off-road testing map and one of the very rare ones that actually feels realistic, so I definitely highly recommend it. The next map on this list is called Off-Road Island. It's roughly just 1 km by 1 km in size, and it's again one of those off-road testing islands, but it does have kinda realistic feel to it. It features a couple of looped roads that lead to different locations and have stones placed on them occasionally. Now that part is not really realistic, but it's really good for testing your off-roaders, as the stones are mostly the same size and don't actually look or are placed quite realistically. Now the very fun thing about this map is that all roads lead to a place of interest. And since it's a challenge to get to them, it's a really good way to test your off-roaders while having a lot of fun along the way. When it comes to the events on the map, it features just quick travel points, which is quite a shame because the time trials would be really fun here. When it comes to the AI routes are there, but the AI unfortunately doesn't really get too far. So yeah, it's just supported on paper. Overall, it's a fun small off-roading map. It might not be for everyone, but anyone that likes an off-roading challenge is probably gonna enjoy it a lot, so I definitely do recommend it. And the final map on this list is Bonneville Salt Flats. Now yep, as the name suggests, this thing is based on a real-life location, and the map itself is huge. It's 10 km by 10 km in size roughly. In a nutshell, it's a huge salt lake surrounded by mountains and another smaller normal lake. You can also find a road stretching over it. Some textures are missing there though, but if you're going off-roading you won't notice many of them, so we won't count that as an issue for this video. The huge flat area of the salt lake is great for speed testing of, well, anything, but especially your off-roaders. Even more fun thing about this map is that you can try to use all that speed that you accumulate on the salt lake to try and climb the surrounding mountains in a very fast and dangerous way, which results in a lot of fun. This is, at least to this degree, a pretty hard to find feature in off-roading maps, and since it's so fun, it's what landed this map on this list. Now, when it comes to the features, there aren't any events on the map sadly, and the AI is also not supported. Overall, it's a very fun speed and off-road testing map, so I definitely highly recommend it. And now it's benchmark time. But first, this is everything you need to know about my PC. And these are the settings that I use for the benchmarks. And these are the benchmark results. As you can see, I've also added some official maps so you can get the idea of how well these run against them. Naturally, as you can see, the maps that lack flora are less demanding, so they do very well on the benchmark, even much better than the official maps. Now that's gonna be all for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I really hope you found it useful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel a lot and I really appreciate it. If you're looking for good off-roaders to try out on these maps, I already did a video on those and it's probably on your screen already, so feel free to check it out. Anyway, that's gonna be all from me for this video. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoy your day and I'll see you pretty soon. Bye bye!